Hello everybody, it's Wendy and I am here today with Jesse James Beads and we are going to be looking at the Turquoise Trail bead mix. Now let me just tell you guys, I dumped this mix out and it is huge. Look at all of these beads and charms and little, just all kinds of stuff that is in this mix. I could not believe how much stuff they fit in this little box. You've got these bigger, there's two of them, these bigger patinaed pieces. There is a fiber wrapped piece in here. There's all kinds of beads, drops, wooden stuff, large hole beads. Look at all these charms. These birds, I didn't add anything to this. So this mix right here, all of this whole big conglomeration is what's in this little box. I cannot believe they even fit all that in there. But yeah, Turquoise Trail bead mix. And when I first dumped this out, my very first thought was tassel. We have got to do a tassel. This is going to be a really pretty Southwestern kind of boho style tassel. We're going to use some 1mm leather. It's going to be beautiful. So let me set this aside. Now, these are the things that I'm probably not going to use out of the mix. So these pinky colored beads, I probably will save for another project. Whoops. These two larger ones and these two larger ones, probably going to save those for another project. I'm going to use two of the drops and probably will save the other two for another project. These little rhinestone opalescent beads will save. This I'm going to save for something else. This I'm going to save for something else. And then these metal beads, I'm using most of these little flowers in here. I'm using one of these. I may use some more of these, so I'm just going to keep them out. But these things I know I'm not going to use for this project. So you can set those aside. And everything else we're going to try to incorporate. Now, I don't know how much we'll actually get on here, but we're going to give it a go. And so I've got the 1mm leather. And our encouraging word for today, I forgot it. Always be a little kinder than necessary. That's a good word for the world we live in today. So I've got some little jump rings. These are like 5mm jump rings. I have one large ring for my lobster clasp to hook onto. And I have two of these cord crimp end pieces. They're just I'm going to glue them in with some E6000 glue, and then you can crimp it down as well, but I'm definitely going to use the glue. And then everything else here, besides I've got jump rings, I have head and eye pins. You're going to need lots of head and eye pins. But everything else here is from this mix. So I am just quite amazed at the amount of beads they managed to fit in that small box. I really, really am. I was like, wow, I dumped that out and there are just beads everywhere. Okay, so I'm just making sure I have enough eye pins out, and I think I do. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Of course, you're going to need all your normal jewelry tools. That is a given. I don't even need to say that every time. Okay. So here we go. So what I'm wanting to do, I'm going to set these aside for a minute, is I'm wanting to use this as a focal. And I'm going to, first of all, we're going to work on the top. So these beads I think I'm going to use in the tassel, and maybe some of those as well. But let's set them aside for a moment and focus on this. Okay, so I'm going to take my leather, and I like tassels to be fairly long. So I don't even know what I've measured out my tassels at before, but let me just hold this leather up to myself and decide kind of where I want it to go to hang. I do like tassels to be long. I just feel like that makes it a better tassel. And that'll give us lots of room to bead up on this as well. Okay. So let me cut this leather and I will tell you how much I've got here. All right. So I've still got the leftovers here, but this piece right here, if I measure this out, so I've got I've got right about 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 41, 42 inches of leather here, okay? So that's a pretty long piece. You don't have to make yours that long if you don't want to, but that's just kind of how I want to do mine. All right, so what I'm going to do is, if you can see on this piece, it has these little cutouts. Okay, so here it is. It has these two little cutouts. They're all the way around. And what I'm wanting to do is take my leather and, going from front to back, I'm going to stick a piece through the two little cutouts right there, just like this. And I'm going to pull it. And then when I'm centering it, so I'm putting my two pieces of leather together, making sure that they're together on the ends here, and then I'm going to go back through here just like this. Okay. Pull it tight. Just like that. Okay. And that's just going to make a little, and see, then we can separate this. That's just going to make the little loop where our little leather pieces are going to be together. Now I'm considering, can't decide if I want to do a barrel knot here or not. I kind of think I do. So right above here, or maybe I want to do a large hole bead. No, maybe I want to do one of these. I think I want to do a barrel knot. So let me grab my noodle. Whoops. So this is a noodle bead. And yeah, I think we're just going to do a barrel knot here. I think that would look really cool. Okay, so to do my barrel knot, I'm putting my two pieces of leather together. I'm going to take this piece right here, putting our noodle in the middle, and I'm going to wrap down 4 times. So I'm going around once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and actually I'm going to go one more. So I'm going around 5 times, just like that. And then I'm just holding it, and I'm going to take that same piece that I was wrapping around with, and I'm going to go up through the bottom of my noodle. Okay, just like this. Pull it through, and then when you pull your noodle out, you've got your little barrel knot, and you just gently and carefully scoot it down. Okay, so just like this. You just want to be pretty gentle with it so it keeps its shape. As you pull both pieces, and just go back and forth, pull one, then pull the other, and it will tighten up right down into this little knot. Okay, and you can kind of maneuver it around, make it look neat and tidy. And there we have our little barrel knot. Okay, now I'm going to start beading on this. So I like the way that turned out. That's super cute. Okay, so I'm just going to decide, you know, kind of what beads that I want to do. I think I'll do one of these little flowers first. And I'm just going to do it not asymmetrical. I mean, I'm going to do it even on both sides. So instead of just randomizing it, I'm going to do the same on each side of the leather. So let's go with a little turquoise bead. And I did check, and all of these beads fit on this leather, so that's really awesome. It's a great thing when that happens. Okay. And let's see, what do I want to do next? Let's do the wooden bead. And then I'm going to use some of these bead caps. So we have this large hole bead. I think I want to wait till it's more up here though. But these little guys right here, you can take these smaller little bead caps and they fill in really good in these holes. So I'm going to put this bead cap on, wait a minute, let me think, to where it's facing away, no, yeah, it's facing away from the bead I'm getting ready to put on. Nope. I can't just visualize it, I have to do it. Okay, so turn him around. So he's facing the bead that I've already got on there. There we go, just like this. Okay, now throw this guy on. And as you can see, if they come together, it kind of creates a little, almost like if you were using a bicone in there to fill in that larger little hole right there. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm so bad about having to see it. I can't just visualize it in my head always. I have to actually do it. Which is silly. I should be able to do that, to visualize it, but I can't. Not always. Okay. So see, that creates kind of like these two little, they cup into that. Okay. Let's go with this one. This one is so pretty. Really like that color. And then maybe this tube bead. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be so pretty. I might do my large hole bead now. So I'm going to put this one on. Nope, I did it wrong again. Actually, I don't want to do that because I don't want that going into that tube bead. So next to the tube bead, what do I want to put? Let's do one of these guys. Yeah, that'll be all right. One of these. You know what? Take those off. We're going to do something different. We're going to do one of these gold spacers. That'll be a little bit better, I think. And then this guy. Yeah. Okay. So same thing on this side. Gold spacer. This little guy here. And now I think I want to try to get these in. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on facing the bead that's already on here. Same on this side. Then I'm going to do my large hole bead. And then I'm going to do the other bead cap facing away from my large hole bead. So again, it kind of cups in those large hole spots. Okay, let's do, I need something round. Let's do the wood bead. Do I have another wood bead? I do. Let's do these wood beads. Okay. And then, how about one of these saucers? We'll do the saucer and then this larger hole bead. Okay, and then let's do these bead caps again, facing away from that one. And we'll do these two guys. Just like this. And now I want to put these tubes on. I like these wooden tubes. These are so cool. I had to make sure I got those in there. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this gold one. And then we need these turquoise ones. This is so pretty. I love this Southwestern kind of feel. And then let's do these silver tubes. Is that gonna work? Yeah, I think so. And then this again. So this one, no, I don't want to do that on the tube bead. Always, actually I do. I'm going to put it on this time with the pointy end going into the tube bead. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Oops. And then let's see, let's do a gold spacer, this flower bead, and one more gold spacer. I like this. This is turning out really good. Gold spacer, flower bead, and gold spacer. Okay, and then all we're going to do is we are going to match these up. You want them to be equal. They should be anyway. And we're just going to tie an overhand knot right here. And you want it to go all the way down to your bead, just like that. Okay, and again, all the way down to the bead. There we go. Now we'll finish it here in a minute on the ends, but we're going to work on our tassel now. So these are the beads that I have out for the tassel. Now, I know, and I'm going to use a little of the leather here too, I think. We'll see. Okay, so I know I want this guy to be kind of right in the middle. And I definitely want this cow skull on here too. It's really cool. And this flower, maybe up here somehow. So this is where you kind of have your own creative control. I'm going to use eye pins, a lot of eye pins, and I'm going to create kind of like a chain. But I also want to put some of these leather pieces in here somehow. I think it would be cool to have the leather in here as well, and maybe some beads hanging from the leather. So I think what I'm going to do, let me see how long I want this to be. I do want it to be pretty long, actually. I like long, full tassels. So let's go ahead and cut. I'm going to cut this piece. And let me measure it. I'll tell you how long I just cut it. It looks like about 7 or 8 inches. No, actually, it is 9. A little over 9 inches. And I'm going to take some of these leather pieces. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did up at the top. Except for I'm going to try to put them both through the same little hole here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them through the same hole, but I'm going to try. Yes, it looks like I can. Okay, so with this one, actually I want to go the other way. So I'm going to go, I'm using these 2 holes that are directly down from these 2, and I'm going to go from front to back. It's raining outside. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did up there, and I'm just going to loop it through right here. I'm not going to tie a barrel knot, but I am going to just loop it through. Okay, and just pull tight. Go straight on down as tight as you can get it. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. So I'm going to measure it about the same. A little over 9 inches. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So from the front through to the back. and just pull tight. Oops. You want to keep them even if you can. I just pulled that one. There we go. See if that evens it back out. Yeah. Okay. And just get it down as tight as you can get it. Okay, so there's a couple pieces of our leather. Now, I would like to do the same thing through here and here. So I'm going to cut 2 more pieces at a little over 9 inches. There's one. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. They don't have to be perfect. And 2. Okay, and for these, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going from front to back, but I'm using these 2 little holes right here. So, and if you have to kind of trim your leather to where it's pointy on the end, so it'll go through the little tiny hole, then you can do that. Okay, so there's one side, other side. Sorry if you can hear the rain outside. We're getting our daily torrential pour. Happens once every day in Florida. Or at least it has since we've been here. Pretty much once every day. Okay, and then pull it tight. Oh, and my cactus is out back getting wet. I needed to go move him. Oh well. Okay, so there's 3. Where's the 4th one? I know I cut another one. What'd I do with it? Here it is. I'm going to do the same thing through here. Just like this. Okay. Get on through there now. There we go. Okay. So once you get all of your 4 leather pieces on, this is what it should look like. Now, I want to hang this guy here, in here somehow. And I think what I might do, I'm going to put some of these beads on the leather. So like this turquoise bead, I think I'm going to put up here on the leather. And I may use small crimp beads. Or I may just tie it in an overhand knot. I think I might do that. But I may put a couple beads. So I'm going to do him. Let's do this little bird. It is so cute. Okay, so just like this. Whoops. And tie this in a knot. So an overhanded knot. And you want to make it a pretty tight overhanded knot. Just so it's not super noticeable. I mean, it's kind of cute in the design. We want it to show a little bit, but so there's that. Now, let's see here. I definitely want to hang these guys. So for this one, I think I'm just going to take, and I'm going to create some links like this. So I'm going to take this, say I do this kind of a thing right here, and create a link. So I'm just going to bend this 90 degrees. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to roll back a loop. Okay, so just like this. Just like that. And then I'm probably going to take a head pin, a larger head pin, a thin one. So let's see. Probably this is like an 8mm. This would probably work just fine. I'm going to put this little link that I made on it. And I'm going to try to hang it right through here, right where this first piece of leather that we put on. So just hang it right through that same hole. You should be able to get it through there if your leather is 1mm, because that's what I've got. and then close up the jump ring. And you do want to make sure you get your jump rings closed really good. See, I don't have mine closed real good. So let me make sure. There we go. So here's what we've got. We've got this little bead hanging down now, and I'm gonna make, I think, another bead link. So let's do this wooden bead on here. Yeah, that's gonna look good. We're going to go a 90-degree bend again. Trim that up. Roll back a loop. Now it's thundering. Oh yeah, I bet you guys could hear that, huh? Roll back a loop here. And just go ahead and hook it onto this one. We're creating basically just a chain or a link, little links of beads. And close that up real good. Just make sure you get all your connections closed up really good. Okay. So there are those. And then I'm going to hang the feather from it by a jump ring. So let's see here. Probably a medium-sized, not too big, not too small kind of jump ring. Okay, but the only thing is that is going to create, so I need to turn, oh, that's okay. It's turned the right way. I just want to make sure my loop was turned the correct way so when I hung the feather, it didn't hang sideways. Okay, I'm going to put the feather right on here and close it up. Okay, so there is one of our chain links. Now, let's see here. I would like to put this guy on here. So let's go, maybe gold. I'm going to go on this one right here. Gold spacer bead. And then this guy. And a bead cap would be nice. Okay. I'm going to let it come down just a little and maybe tie the knot right about here. So you want these to be at all different levels, these beads that we're tying on. Whoops, I tie my bead cap. Get up there. Get up there where you belong. There we go. You want them to hang at different levels. Obviously you don't want them all at the same level straight across. So just kind of pick it up, look at it. And the more beads we put on these, the better they're going to lay down. And hopefully they'll, by the end, they'll lay down pretty good. Now I'm going to make a link. I want to do this cow head, cow skull. I kind of don't want it to be up that far. I don't want it to be down that far because it's with the leaf. So it kind of needs to go right in here maybe somehow. So I'm going to do, let's see, what can we do here? We could do, let me think. I could pull some of these guys in. So I could do a saucer and a bead. I don't want to do that. That doesn't look good. This wooden guy. Yeah, I kind of like him right up in there, and then this hanging like maybe right there. So let me put this little flower on top of him. That's pretty good. Okay, bend it 90 degrees. And roll back a loop. Okay, make sure it's closed up really good. And then I'm just going to hook this one right onto the cow skull. Okay, so just right on like this. Close it up. And it has a link on the end of it as well. So we're going to have to do something. And I've got these drops that would have to be wire wrapped, I believe. I can't get this closed. There we go. If I'm going to use them, they will have to be wire wrapped. I'm going to hook this directly up here with a jump ring, just like I did the other side. So just right on here. We do need to make sure that this is going to hang in the front if you can get it. If not, we may have to twist something around, but and I'm going to put this one just right through this hole right above, where you can just get it in wherever you can, just like that. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, now he needs something on the end. I'd kind of like to wire wrap one of these on there. I would need, I don't have wire with me right now. Let's see if I can use a big jump ring. Sometimes you can. So this is a big jump ring, like a, yeah, there we go, 12 millimeter or such. Probably not 12. Well, maybe. Either 10 or 12. I'd say 12. So let's just hook this right on. That worked out nicely. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's put a bead, a couple beads on here. So how about a turquoise one? Actually, I'm going to tie a knot. No, I don't need to do that. Never mind. I was thinking I needed to, but I don't. So let's do this turquoise one. Let's do the bird. I love these birds. They're so cute. This little bird. And let's make the bird sit on a little disc. Okay, and I do want this one to hang down kind of low because we have a lot going on up in here. So actually, I think I may go ahead and tie a knot. I'm going to tie a knot right here just so he won't float. I know when you're wearing it that gravity will pull him down, but still, I think I'm just going to go ahead and knot this just so he won't float all over the place. Okay, and now we'll put the bird on. So we'll do turquoise bead, our little bird, and then this gold spacer. Okay, and then tie another knot. Okay, so I am just going to continue filling in, putting more beads on these ones to kind of weigh them down. And then probably what I'm going to do is hang this flower making another bunch of links, and maybe hang it right about here. So go ahead and do that. Hang all the rest of your beads on that you have out here, and any of these metal ones that you wanted to use. So just go ahead and put everything on that you want to put on, and then come right back. Okay, so I'm back, and here's my tassel. So I did tie a couple beads onto every one of the leather strands somewhere, maybe even a couple places like this one, and I used one of those little pinky beads because I needed one more bead. But I did that, and then I created this link here for the cow, and this link here for the feather, this little chain link, and then the flower, it didn't have like anything to hang anything from on it. Maybe could have through there, but I didn't try that. I don't know, I guess I could see. These little guys here, these little flower beads are really, really difficult. I was having trouble even getting a head pin to go through them, so I don't know what's going on with them, but let me see. Yeah, they're just really kind of weird. I don't know what the problem is. Well, there's one. Let me see if I can use a regular head pin, not an eye pin. And I might be able to hang, let me use one of these really long ones. Found a short one. Shorter one. Okay. That's not really a shorter one, but I might be able to hang something through there. Yeah, it looks like I could. So let's do that. I'm going to make no, I'm not either. I was going to say I was going to make a wrap loop, but I'm not, because that would be really hard to get through there. Probably could do it with a jump ring. I was just trying to get as much on here as possible, just to make it as full as it can go. So let me put a little jump ring. Let's see if I have a thin one. Let me see if that'll work. I don't know if it will or not, but it may go right through there. There is a kind of a hole there. Yeah. Well, how about that? Okay. Gonna hang this right on it. And close that up, and we have another little link on there. Okay, cool. So in this one, I just tied it. That's what I should have done. I should have hung that on there. Could I? Yeah, let me do that. Well, I don't know if I can get that untied now. I just tied him on. It's fine. But anyway, it does make a pretty full and cute little tassel. So to finish the top of it, you want to kind of hold it up to yourself. Make sure that, you know, it hangs where you want it to hang. It's not too long and not too short. Mine does. I like it long. Okay. So all I'm going to do is make sure that my ends are trimmed up together, and they're not. So I'm going to trim this one up just a bit. Okay. And where did my cord ends go? Here's my cord ends. So you're going to need your E6000 for this. Mine's a mess. And I'm just going to get some E6000 here. I'm going to coat this piece of the leather really well. Just, you know, you want a lot of glue on there. Okay, then I'm going to stick it up in the little cord end. Just till I see it coming out the top, and then I'm just going to let it dry for a minute. Same thing on this one. Just use a liberal amount of glue. Okay. Stick it right up in there and just let it dry. So I'm going to let this dry for about probably a half an hour, and then I'll come on back and we'll finish it. So go ahead, let yours dry for a while and then come on back. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, so this is set up a little bit. Now I'm just going to take my pliers, and I'm just going to crimp it down in the middle. Okay, and I do it kind of hard, but that's going to crimp it, and it's got the glue in there. Oh, just about crimped that one in half. I crimped it really hard. Okay, it's all right. Okay, now we're going to take these, and I'm going to hook my lobster on with the smaller of the two. And I'm going to put my ring on here for the lobster to hook onto, to clasp onto. And there we have it. I'm still being gentle with these because I think they're dry, but yeah. All right, so there it is, our big old Southwestern style boho tassel, very long necklace. So let me put it over here where I can get a good picture of it in my light box, and I'll show it to you. Okay, so here it is. I really, really like the way this one turned out. I don't always keep everything for myself, but I think I am going to keep this one. I love tassels. I love Southwestern style, and yeah, I think it turned out super cute. So if you are interested in this bead mix, I will have a link in the description box below, and all the products will be linked down there. But wow, what a great bead mix this one is. It is just chock full of stuff. I can't even believe how much stuff is in there, but I love this one of my favorites that they've put out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.